Picture this. You've just opened your bank statement, and the credit card balance looks bigger than ever. My name is Nova, and I spend way too much time thinking about how to pay off debt. If you're someone who's juggling multiple balances and wondering which strategy is best, hit subscribe and give this a thumbs up if it helps you out. First up, let's define the two strategies that dominate the debt talk: the avalanche and the snowball. The avalanche method says pay the highest interest rate first, then the next highest, and so on. The snowball method flips that: pay the smallest balance first, then the next smallest, building momentum as you go. Why does this matter? Let's look at a quick example. You owe $3,000 at 18% and $1,200 at 12% interest. With the avalanche, you tackle the 18% debt first, saving on interest over time. With the snowball, you'd knock out the $1,200 balance first, which feels great psychologically, but may cost more interest in the long run. Let's crunch the numbers. If you pay $200 monthly, the avalanche saves you about $120 in interest over a year compared to the snowball. But the snowball builds motivation. Every cleared bill feels like a win. Psychology is powerful. Our brains reward visible progress more than abstract savings. So which is better? It depends on your personality and your goals. If you're a planner who loves crunching numbers, avalanche might be your jam. If you need daily wins to stay motivated, the snowball can keep you from quitting halfway through. A hybrid can combine the best of both worlds. Start with the snowball for quick wins, then switch to avalanche once the first few are paid off. Here's a quick cheat sheet. List all debts, rank by interest, rank by balance, then decide which ranking suits you best. Use a debt payoff calculator to see projected interest savings for both methods. According to the FDIC, the average credit card interest rate is 17%. That's a lot of pennies if you're not careful. Now let's talk about the emotional traps that make the snowball more alluring, even if it's less efficient. Our brains are wired to reward visible progress. Seeing a debt disappear triggers dopamine release. But that dopamine hit can be short-lived. Once the debt is gone, the reward stops, and so does motivation if the payoff takes too long. On the other hand, the avalanche offers a longer-term reward: fewer interest payments, more financial freedom sooner. A practical trick is to combine momentum and math. Use the snowball for the first 3 debts, then shift to avalanche for the rest. Let's walk through a real scenario. You have 5 debts ranging from $500 to $5,000, with rates from 10 to 25%. Your monthly payment is $350, with $50 as minimum payments spread across all accounts. Using the snowball, you finish the $500 debt in 2 months, the $1,000 debt in 4 months, and so on. But total interest paid is $2,400 over a year. Using the avalanche, you tackle the 25% debt first, finishing in 5 months, then the next highest rates, ending in 12 months, and interest saved is only $1,200. The difference? A $1,200 saving in interest, plus the psychological win of the avalanche's faster payoff if you're disciplined. Now let's address a common objection. What if I can't afford the larger payments required for the avalanche? You can still use a scaled approach. Make minimum payments, plus an extra amount that fits your budget, and choose the method that feels sustainable. Another myth: the snowball is always worse. That's false. If you can finish the smaller debts in a couple of years, the difference shrinks considerably. The key is to avoid the debt trap, where you keep rolling over minimum payments and never see the big picture. To break the trap, set a strict schedule, a fixed date each month to reassess and shift strategies if needed. You also need a buffer, an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses, to avoid new debt during the payoff phase. Here's how to build that quickly. Allocate 10% of each paycheck to your emergency fund until it hits target. Once the fund is solid, you can free up more cash toward your debt. No more excuses for missed payments. It's also essential to track your progress visually. See the debt shrinking in real time on a spreadsheet or app. That visual feedback keeps the momentum alive, especially when the math gets a bit dull. Don't forget to celebrate milestones. Maybe a small treat or a family outing after clearing a big chunk of debt. Let's recap. Avalanche saves money. Snowball boosts motivation. A hybrid can give you both, and your personal preference matters most. If you're still unsure, try a quick spreadsheet. List all debts, calculate total interest under each method, then pick what feels right. Remember, no method is a magic bullet. Consistent payments and discipline are the real game changers. We've talked numbers and psychology. Let's dive into the emotional side of debt payoff. Many people feel guilt when they see high balances. This can paralyze action if you focus on the negative instead of solutions. Shift the narrative. Talk to yourself as a supporter, not a critic. I'm working hard to reduce this debt. Positive self-talk can increase perseverance, especially during those months when progress feels slow. Another common hurdle: lifestyle inflation. Earning a raise but spending more on luxuries, keeping the debt cycle alive. Set a spending threshold. For every new dollar earned, only a fixed percentage goes to debt repayment. This disciplined allocation frees you from the temptation to overspend and keeps the debt payoff on track. Also, consider consolidating high-interest debts into a lower-rate loan. If you can reduce the April, you save more on interest overall. But consolidation isn't always the answer. If you lose the structure of multiple payments, the snowball's momentum may vanish. The truth is, debt payoff is a marathon, not a sprint. Consistency beats speed when it comes to long-term savings. If you feel stuck, reevaluate your payment plan monthly. Adjust based on new income or expenses. You might also want to automate payments. Set them up so they're never missed, and you can focus on other goals. Let's bring in a real success story. Alex paid off a $7,000 credit card in 12 months, using a hybrid approach, and saved over $2,000 in interest. Alex started with the Snowball for the $1,000 balance, then switched to Avalanche for the remaining debts after a few wins. He also built a $2,500 emergency fund before hitting the Avalanche phase to avoid new debt triggers. The takeaway? Tailor the method to your personality and financial situation. There's no one-size-fits-all answer. Next step: write down your debts, rank them by interest and balance. Then decide which method you feel ready to commit to. Set a realistic monthly payment, ideally $100 more than the minimum to keep the snowball rolling or the avalanche accelerating. Track every payment like a journal. This data will keep you honest and motivated over time. If you hit a snag, say a job loss, pause, reassess, and adjust your payment plan. But don't give up on the debt goal entirely. Remember, the goal is freedom. Free from high-interest debt, from the stress that comes with it, and from the burden on future finances. Visualizing the end state can be a powerful motivator. Imagine buying a home, traveling, or starting a business once debt is gone. Finally, celebrate responsibly. Use the extra money you saved from interest to treat yourself, but in a way that reinforces your financial goals. So to answer the original question, the Avalanche saves more money in most scenarios, but if you're motivated by small wins, a snowball can get you there faster psychologically. The hybrid model offers a sweet spot: quick wins for motivation, then a shift to math for long-term savings. Your path is yours. Pick the method that keeps you moving forward, and remember to adjust as life changes. Here's a final quick check. Are you making payments faster than the minimum? Are you staying in the plan? If not, tweak it now. Set a monthly goal to add at least $50 extra if possible. Every extra dollar cuts interest significantly. Use budgeting tools like YNAB or Mint to see where your money goes and redirect surplus to debt repayment. And don't forget to celebrate the small wins. Every debt cleared is a win, no matter the method used. Keep track of your credit score. Paying off debt typically boosts it, opening doors to better rates later. If your credit score improves, you could refinance your debt at a lower rate, accelerating the payoff even more. But always weigh the costs. Refinancing may come with fees that could offset savings if not carefully considered. At the end of the day, the most important thing is consistency. Make regular payments, no excuses, and the debt will shrink. If you hit a payment deadline and can't meet it, contact lenders early. Some offer hardship plans to avoid penalties. Avoid the temptation to use the credit card again. Once debt is cleared, the temptation can quickly lead to new debt cycles. A disciplined budget, track income, expenses, debt payments, helps you maintain the path to freedom without surprises. You're not alone. Many have walked this path before and emerged debt-free, stronger financially and mentally. Use online forums, Reddit communities, or local finance groups to share progress and get encouragement. Remember to celebrate responsibly. Use a portion of interest savings for something meaningful, like a trip or a new skill. Set a reward budget, maybe a monthly allowance for treats that doesn't derail the debt plan. If you're still confused, write a simple spreadsheet that shows the payoff timeline for both Avalanche and Snowball side by side. Let the numbers speak for you. See which method actually reduces your total interest paid over time. You might also ask, what about student loans? The same principles apply. Just swap the interest rates and balances accordingly. And finally, keep in mind that paying off debt early can free up money to invest in retirement accounts. Future wealth grows faster with debt-free cash flow. You've got the tools. Choose the strategy that aligns with your personality, tweak it over time, and stay committed. The road to debt freedom is challenging, but each step forward brings you closer to financial peace. Keep moving forward. Now grab that pen, jot down your debts, choose your method, and start paying, because the sooner you do, the sooner you're free.